Y'all, I swear, this lightning here is horrible. But look, I got to tell y'all something I forgot. I've been tired, but since that funeral, all the candles, I ain't even gonna complain. But later we been tired, y'all. Y'all ain't been seeing me really post. Because I've been tired. I'm trying to get my energy back up from that long weekend. I just had a long weekend. Anywho, let me tell y'all about the funeral. Just one thing that I remember about the funeral, and y'all gonna be like, how you know your family do hoodoo and they don't even realize it. They think it's religious or religion, and it's really spiritual hoodoo. Hoodoo, not root work because we ain't working with the roots, but hoodoo, y'all. So we at the funeral, and my aunt that passed away, her husband stood up to speak. He's smooth. My uncle, he's smooth, right? Smooth. Um, just smooth. I ain't gonna say too much about him, but yeah, I love him. He's smooth. Y'all. So it was two kids, my cousins, it's a girl and a boy, and they stood up there with him. And he was just telling a story about my aunt. And he said something that was like, it kind of like made me listen, because I knew I was sitting in there and I knew that it was hoodoo that she was doing. So my aunt was her energy is still around, but when she was in the living, she was a very powerful prayer. When I say she will pray, my God, she was the one when we had go to dinners, my aunt B pray or whatever. She will pray you a healing. That was her. She was the praying aunt. She was the one everybody say, take the lead in prayer. When we did prayed over the food, blessed the food, it was always her. In the back in the day, it was just always, if you sick, my aunt would come and pray over you, baby. That was her. Okay. Now I never knew she did this, but it's hoodoo all day. I got my fan on, y'all. Hold on, so y'all can hear me. So interesting story he was telling. He was saying that, and I'm gonna kind of chop and screw it, okay, so we can get through it. But he said we used to go on trips. She loved to travel. My aunt loved to travel. They be going. They had just came back from a place. They was always on the road. And he said she loved to travel. And he said before we left on any trip, she would walk around that car 7 times. Keyword 7. She would walk around the car 7 times, speaking over the car. And she wouldn't let nobody talk to her. They would be in the car, and she would be walking around the car 7 times, speaking prayer, affirmation, the power of source over the trip, over travel. And I'm sure she did certain scriptures, because y'all know certain scriptures for traveling mercy. Okay? If you know, you know. When he said that, and he said 7 times, I'm in my mind thinking, and everybody was quiet. We in the church. But in my mind, I'm thinking she was setting a ritual over the trip, over the car. She was setting a spell word, basically. She was doing a spell, incantation over the car, traveling mercy. And they call it religion. They call it that. But when you do something, and he said every time they travel, that's what she did. And then she would do it 7 times, and then she'll get in the car and say, I'm ready now. That's his exact words. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, she working hoodoo. And probably didn't even know it. Called it religion. Y'all understand what I'm saying to you? So the crumbs that I pick up, or the crumbs that have been coming to me since I was younger and I was little, it was already in my blood. Some of us don't learn this. Some of us, like myself, it is already ingrained in your bloodline. And see, that tells me everything I need to know, because I didn't even know. I know how to do that, but I didn't even know that she did that religiously, ritually. She ritualized it. He said out loud on the microphone every time we went to travel, because they travel all the time. She would walk around the car 7 times before we got on that road. 7 times. And then he said she'd get in the car and say, I'm ready now. We can go. Touch and agree, if y'all understand what I'm talking about. That is the things that I be talking about that we saw as kids, but we knew it was that what we were supposed to do, but we didn't understand it to be hoodoo. And that is what I be talking about. Our family work hoodoo and roots. And I say roots because the stuff that I see, the herbs and drink this and the salve and the sap and the tinctures, we had that. But we didn't call it what I know it to be now. That was hoodoo. That is what they were taught. And she was taught that when we had a whole, my family, like I told y'all, is from church. We just had a church going family. We had a home church, grandma church. You getting your ass up, you going to church. That's just what it is, and a lot of us are like that. But it's the little things. It ain't about church. It's not about the Bible. But little things like ritualizing your life, like he was saying she was doing. First thing I popped up was Aunt B. Did she know she was doing hoodoo? Or sprinkling a little hoodoo within religion? They do it all the time and don't even know that's what they be doing. 7 times. 7 times is the number of completion. You're going to complete your travel and come back home complete, whole. Do y'all understand me? He said exactly 7 times. Each time. I just want to let y'all know that, honey. I knew I got it from somewhere. You know, my mama said the other day, I don't know where you got that from, being messy. And I said, in my mind, I didn't even respond. Because sometimes no response is the best response. But, y'all, he said that in church. She was complete. And that was the sermon. My grandma's sermon was she was an angel on earth, because she was. That my Aunt B was, her sermon was complete. Completely, yes, that's what she said. Because my aunt was complete. There's no way that I don't feel like if there's a heaven or hell, that she bust hell by. Oh, I believe my grandma opened the pearly gates for her and was waiting on her. And I believe my grandma knows the time and the hour that she was coming. All of us. And she waiting on us to come and meet her. Period. Okay? So your family, they be working hoodoo. Not necessarily roots, because roots is roots, right? But they be working hoodoo. And some of them don't even be knowing it. They get it from their blood. Okay? Good morning. Bye, y'all.